Hi, this is Kate, and this is Ordinary Earth Song. I'm just setting my intention. Hope you're all well. So, what's the intention for today? My intention for right now is to allow what comes through to come through. Now, I've already had some sort of messagey type things. In that, over the weekend, I felt like I had the urge to do a reading. And it went completely tits up. I mean, it got to a point and I thought, well, I lost the plot, let's put it that way. I lost the plot completely. I got halfway through and then I couldn't retain what I had been doing. It wasn't sticking. So something wasn't quite right. This was yesterday. So it's Monday today. But I really felt like I needed to channel something and film it. I've kept the video. I tried again a little bit later on, and again I got halfway through, and I couldn't finish. I couldn't complete the reading, and it wasn't because the message wasn't coming through. There were definitely messages coming through. It's that I, as a human person, couldn't retain what the message was. It was like it was slipping through my fingers as I was speaking about it, so I kept having to go back and remind myself. And it just wasn't working. And I really didn't know why. So I ended up doing some writing instead, channel writing. And as I was doing that, some messages came through. I've got two documents that I channel write into. One's called Talking to Myself, because it is a literal conversation. I respond to what comes through and they respond to me. And the other one is just flow, because I just let the words come. And I have the feeling I know I'm supposed to share pages 12 and 13 of flow, because those very specific pages came out to me, and I must have written them about a year and a half ago, because I channel write a lot sometimes, so there's been a long gap in between me channel writing, because I have been practicing saying things out loud. And I have been practicing saying things out loud because it's very different to writing. So I started off with audio files, and then I moved to video, and hence now putting them onto YouTube, because it is more channeling than anything else for me. When I look at the cards, I think obviously I can't retain I just simply can't retain the tarot meanings, but I find the oracle cards, they're quite expressive for me. And the tarot cards are quite expressive for me as well, because there's lots of meanings you can take from the cards themselves, because an awful lot of artworks and the symbology in them is crazy. So the more I do them, the more I get about the symbology. The more I watch them on YouTube, the more I get about the symbology, which is awesome. But anyway, I digress. I'm telling you that because they also want me to read the Talking to Myself pages that I wrote yesterday, because they align with each other. And the reason I'm going through all this now is that it's come to light today through some readings that I've watched on YouTube, and actually from meditating and just figuring some stuff out and figuring out what was going on. I kind of came to the conclusion from that, and I had confirmation today from the tarot readings, that I was blocking myself with doubt. I got to that point halfway through the readings, and I started doubting my ability to know what I was talking about. And that made it very personal. It made it a reading from me, and it moved me outside of the channel. And moving outside of the channel means I became less aligned with the messages that were coming through, and started worrying about what I was going to say next, what I was thinking about, how this was all aligning, what the dots were connecting in this reading, because this is all new to me. I'm still figuring this all out, as I've said many times. So I was letting doubt get in my way, and a personal doubt, not a doubt of the messages that were coming through, but a doubt of my ability to know what the messages were and then communicate them, which is a huge thing to realise. But it also aligns to something else that I picked up in the last 24 hours, in that the readings that I tried to do yesterday, I just was on my bed, and I got the feeling to do a reading, so I just got up, plugged everything in, and started doing a reading. Didn't work for the above reasons I've just been talking about. But also, I didn't meditate first. I just had the feeling, did it. I didn't align myself first. I didn't even think about it. I didn't go, I need to just do a quick alignment, make sure that we are connected, that we are together, we are whole, so that I can come online and give a good cohesive message. I didn't do that. So they told me to read out pages 12 and 13. First, okay, this is completely channeled, so this isn't a conversation, this is just a channeled sort of writing. So raise your vibration and know who you are. Reach out and ask and listen to the answer. Become aware of what is around you and familiarise yourself with the signs for when we are speaking. Raising your vibration will make hearing and understanding a lot simpler as a process. This was, by the way, back in the day when, as I say, about a year and a half ago I wrote this. This is well before I came more into alignment with my whole self. And I was still exploring at this point what all that meant, what it meant to have a higher self, what it meant to be aligned and connected, and how to get to that point. And it was all about, at that point, raising your vibration. And raising your vibration is, the way I've had it explained to me, and I completely resonate with this, is we're at a level as human beings, we're down here. And then our higher vibrational selves, or I'm just going to call it vibrational self, is vibrating up here. It's just like la la la, and you're down here going, oh, I'm human. But if you want to really align and get linked in with your vibrational self, who's up here just like la 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 la, loving life, and you're down here it's like, oh, you need to raise your vibration. And as you raise your vibration, you become less and more sort of, okay, vibrating a bit higher. And as you vibrate higher, you can come up, and as you come up, your higher self goes, ooh, you're making some effort here, I'm going to come down and meet you. And you meet, and then you start communicating. So, first lines: raise your vibration and know who you are. Reach out and ask and listen to the answer. because become aware of what is around you and familiarise yourself with the signs for when you are speaking. Raising your vibration will make hearing and understanding a lot simpler as a process. When you raise your when you raise your vibration, we can lower ours, and in so doing we can meet. We can acknowledge and we can pass on what we know to you in a form that you may understand. Language is limited and if not used properly, but interpretation of what is said will depend. Oh my God, why can't I read this? Am I supposed to read this? Yes. Okay. Concentrate. When you raise your vibration, we can lower ours, and in so doing, we can meet. We can acknowledge and we can pass on what we know to you in a form that you may understand. Language is limited if not used properly, but interpretation of what is said all depends on the listener. There is no truth. There is no right or wrong. There is just what potentially is and what has already been. Explaining concepts is always going to be open to interpretation, especially within the limitations of language. Pictures and images, sounds and smells can enhance the knowing and the individual understanding of what is being imparted. So this kind of connects to the doubt that was in my head. This connects to the feelings that I had that maybe I wasn't making sense, or maybe if I didn't say this clearly enough, or honestly enough, or openly enough, or be enough, or worthy enough, or just enough. And I had all this doubt swimming through me, which made it impossible to then move on. But they've reminded me with this: explaining concepts is always going to be open to interpretation, especially within limitations of language. You can use things like pictures and smells and sounds and blah, blah, blah to make things clearer, but they're not always going to be useful or usable, especially online like this. So basically stop worrying about people's interpretations, because everyone's going to interpret everything differently. The importance here is sharing it. And we can't... I don't want to use the word can't. We let a lot of things hold us back, and I know I have. I've let a lot of things hold me back. And one of the biggest things that's held me back, and that I've let hold me back, and I've put into my own head, is my self-doubt. Is that kind of worry about how people are going to perceive the things that I'm saying or doing. Has always been a concern. And it's difficult for me to step away from that, but I'm working on it big time styling. Second paragraph here is the key to this, though, is that your understanding, the way you know the knowing, may be different to another's. The way you see it may be different to another's, but there are eternal knowings that cannot be anything other than what is. There is eternal knowings that cannot be anything other than what is. What an unusual but beautiful sentence. And there's a list of what I assume are eternal knowings. Number 1, change is inevitable. All things exist now. All lives are lived now. All potential is now. All things are made of source. All things interact. There is no beginning or end. Time does not exist, but is experienced. Everything is energy and vibration. Everything is connected. This place exists because God exists and knows all. You exist because you are realizing God's potential. Duality enables the creation of the realization of God's potential. Duality enables the creation of the realization of God's potential. Life is interaction, it is stimulation, and it is driven by intention. Intention drives the realization engine. The realization engine is the creation of what is in that potential. All creations are God manifest. You can follow the path of least resistance and most allowance. You can ask for guidance and will receive it. You can tune in to high vibration and interact with Source. Prayer is a means of asking Source to help you get to where you want to be. The law of attraction is real and works through forms of prayer, of asking and then allowing the receiving. Raising your vibration aligns you to Source and allows you to receive what you have sought. We are intention engines, and our choices within that which we intend creates new experiences. We are here as experiencers of the realization of the potential that is Source. We drive the continual creation of the realization of the potential that is Source by experiencing duality and contrast. We come from Source. We are Source when in lower vibration, and we go back to Source. You can become aware of all of the above and more if you choose to. A little amuse-bouche there of a channeled message, and I believe every word of it personally. And it can be interpreted in many different ways, I'm sure. And it can be perceived in many different ways. Some people can say, well, that's nonsense, that doesn't make sense, blah, blah, blah. And I am instructed to, and I believe I am supposed to say, that's entirely up to you. What you think and feel is what you think and feel. Well done. And that's exactly the way it should be. Because no one else is you. You are your world. You have the potential. What's the words? What's the line? We are here as experiences of the realization of the potential that is Source. The potential that is Source. If we take this all back to Source, what is Source exactly? Source is pure potential, and there's potential for absolutely every fucking thing you can think of. There is potential for more than every fucking thing you can think of. There is potential for the good, the bad, the ugly, the beautiful. There is potential for slime monsters and dragons and fairies and aliens and angels. There is potential for evil and psychotics. What? I want to say psychosis, psychopaths. There's potential for love and joy and hope and bloody excitement and every emotion and feeling you can possibly think of. And we experience all of it, and we create all of it from the potential that is Source. Source is everything. All things are Source. Just 1 minute, think about that. All things are Source. Everything. Everything is Source. And if Source is this, we are here because of Source. We are here because we exist in the potential that is source. And everything in the potential that is source will be expressed at one point or another. In fact, it's already being expressed because there is no time. But we exist in time, so we get incrementals. And we experience this element of source incrementally through time and space. And we experience that because we are experiencing the potential of source. We are source experiencing the potential of source. And we've forgotten that's what we are. Okay. Nothing left to read. I might do a quick little pendulum session just to see if any of that was... Let's just check in with Mother Earth and see what she thinks. Let's get my hand steady. Okay. Should I use the other pendulum? Yes. Okay. Fine. Hi. Is this Mother Earth? Hello. Are you okay? We had quite a spectacular hailstorm earlier. Lightning, thunder, massive amounts of hail. It was like a weather bomb. It was great. Thank you. Okay, could you stop please? Okay. From the things I have just shared, you don't know what I haven't asked it yet. I haven't even thought of the question. So I'm dragging it out. I'm like, what was the question? What was I going to ask you? Okay, can I confirm? Are these anticipating? Did I get it right? Am I aligned with the message as per my whole self? Is there anything that I've left out for right now? Is this going to be useful for anyone? Should I read more from my writing? Do I need to do a tarot reading right now? Sure. Okay, thank you. Is there anything else you'd like to talk about right now? Yes. Can you let me know what it is? You want me to? Okay, quickly. Every person has the ability to align. Every person can seek, every person can find, every person can resonate and perceive and choose. Every person can also label, and they can restrict themselves. They can limit their options, and they can allow doubt, a feeling of unworthiness, self-deprecation, and low self-esteem, and loads of other things to hold them back. As much as these things are true, it's also possible for every single person who's experiencing those particular things about themselves to realise a new truth for their own path and their own ability to be whole in a greater scheme of things. Every individual is as great as every other individual. Every individual is source. Every individual is no greater, no or less than another. Please be assured there is nothing like sin that exists. Your experience is your experience. You exist in duality. You exist in forgetting. But you exist as source. You will go back to source. You are still source. And you can choose to resonate with it if you want to. And you can choose not to if you want to. You can choose to crack on with your life. And just live what you want to live. Be who you want to be. As you are. Or different. You can change. Everyone can change if they so desire. Choice is always there. Okay, thank you. Was there anything else? Was that you? Was that a source? Made my eyes go funny. Whoa, I feel dizzy now. Okay, cool. I'm gonna go. I know I've been trying out a lot of things. I've done crystal readings. I go back to the pendulum as much as possible. I've done card readings. I've done the writing thing, the drawing flowchart thing, and I've read from my channel writing. I know it's a lot, but if you have a preference, let me know. But at the end of the day, okay, you have a preference, and I will try to provide you with those things. But I think it's quite nice to be able to explore different means of communicating, because there are so many different means of communicating. Rest assured, I don't have any more than this right now. I have my writing, I have my pendulum, I have my crystals, and I have my channeling and my cards. Yeah, thank you for watching my videos. I really do appreciate it, and I will. This one went a lot better, I have to say, than the last attempts that I made, and I think I've potentially made sense this time around. I feel quite aligned right now, which is awesome. It feels like when I'm feeling like this, it feels like I'm talking to you as my whole self, like I'm self-assured, confident. I know what I'm saying. I know what path I'm going down. Even if I meander, I will come back to the point. I know I will. Sometimes meandering can help people. Sometimes it can be distracting. I mean, I've been through readings in the past where I've just lost the plot because they've talked so much that it just becomes sound at the end of the day. And I don't know if that's just my brain, I just can't handle it sometimes. But yeah, anyway, thank you for watching, and I will carry on doing this and see what happens next. I'll see what comes out as a potential reading in the next couple of days, I suppose, and see what happens. So I like to be spontaneous. I don't plan, so just so you know, I don't plan these things out. I don't have a topic normally. I knew I was going to do these readings today because I was told to yesterday. Fine. Maybe a bit of planning ahead might not hurt, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, thank you, and I will see you soon. Love you. Take care.